Hey, hey, happy Friday. We are back. Another live. And today I didn't want to we talking about everything on this channel, but I didn't want today to be too hot and heavy. So I was like, it's Friday. We'll be a little bit more lighthearted today. Hello to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Hold on, let me fix my TikTok right quick. Since y'all claim that I leave y'all hanging on TikTok, I'm doing better. I'm trying to include y'all more. So we are good to go on here. Hold on. Oh, it's all good. Listen, you're just logging in. Say hey. Let me know where you're logging in from. Let me know what you're doing this weekend. Any weekend plans? You said I'm loving all this content for you. Listen, Finer Dove, I'm trying to get back on the ball. I really fell off. And so I'm getting back into the swing of things. I missed you guys. It's not that I don't like doing content. It's just that when you have so much going on, you just don't be having time. So thank you so much for enjoying the content I'm putting out. I'm most active. I told y'all I'm most active on Threads because I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to think. I can just, do and say what I want to do over there without being I don't know, structured. But that's not good when you're a content creator. You need to put out content because your audience and your community want to hear from you. So we're back on it. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Lynn. How are you guys? Listen, I really have missed y'all. I really have. But we're back. We're back. We're feeling good. I am slowly but surely packing this house up, which it's kind of bittersweet. It really is. Like when you've been in a place for so long and it's been like this house has been good to us. Like it's been our safe place. It's so sad to say bye. So it's got to get done though. It's got to get done. Hi Kathy, how are you? Hi Gia, hi Dee, hi Go Getter. Welcome 125 Smith. Byron, welcome. Colton, welcome. If I haven't said hello to you yet, not ignoring you. Trying to get through. I see you guys here. Oh, Lord. I'm sitting here just talking to TikTok. How about I ain't live, y'all? I ain't even live on TikTok. That's so terrible. Oh, my gosh. Y'all, I hadn't even pressed the button yet. This is how you know you got too much going on. Hi, Scooter Hop. Hey, RJ. Yeah, I have not been on in a while, but I am back. It's Friday, so I've been here packing up. And then I was like, you know what? It's nobody in this house but me, so I'm going to go live and talk to my people. So welcome. You said, is Love and Marriage DC ever coming back? I honestly have no clue what Love and Marriage DC is doing. I am no longer on the show. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. If it is, if it isn't, I don't know. Thank you for sending a gift, Scooter Hobb. I appreciate you. Shout out to Scooter Hobb. Let me just say, Scooter Hobb has been following me since my Periscope days. And let me tell you, Periscope was like 2015, I want to say. 2015, 2016. So shout out to Scooter Hobb. He's been a part of my tribe for a minute. Hi, Sean. I'm good. How are you? Scooter, listen, our Periscope days was unhinged. Y'all think I'm country now? If you had followed me on Periscope, y'all would have been like, where in the world? This girl is so country. My accent was horribly thick. It's gotten better. Hi, you. But Shout out to my faithfuls. Q Lynn was on IG just a second ago. Q Lynn was Periscope. Angela's Periscope. Scooter Hobbs is Periscope. Who else? Mark. All y'all still around too. All y'all still around. I have some people that's been in my tribe for a decade. No kidding. They have literally watched me grow and transition. And y'all just be right there cheering your girl on. Y'all be right there going through the trenches. But we made it. We made it. Listen, today's topic is unlearning and unbothered, because I feel like that's the phase that I've been in. And I'm heavy on the unbothered. Can I just say that? Like, I'm in the real unbothered phase of life. Maybe it's being over 40 and you just learn not to care about some things as much anymore. But I feel like for the last couple of years, been in a season of unlearning as well. Like, you just realize some of the stuff you learned was just trash. So I wanted to chit chat about that. And of course, the title is more so what I no longer believe about love, success, and being a good woman. I thought that was a grand topic because there's a lot I don't believe anymore. You said I'm glowing. Oh, thank you. We'll just charge it up to the oil I put on my face this morning. And honestly, life is good. No complaints. No complaints. So, what I don't believe about love, success, and being a good woman. There's a lot I'm like, where do I start? Because there's a lot I don't believe anymore. Like, I don't believe that God chooses your spouse. I don't believe that BS. And if you disagree with me, whatever, take it up with whomever. I believe that God gives us free will. I believe that he can give us discernment and wisdom if we allow him to, but I still feel like it's ultimately our choice. And for the most part, a lot of us just choose poorly. And I don't think it's a God thing. I think it's a us thing. And I think a lot of us do what we want to do with little to no consideration of the future and who we're doing life with. And that is a big, big thing. You said, how was the husband? Oh, you asking how is my husband? My husband's great. Hi, Onika. I don't believe that. And I don't believe that honestly too, because I've lived 43 years of life and you've seen people just go through so much. I often think, like, if God has a person picked out for us, then what happens if that person dies? So many people get remarried. And obviously, widows are allowed to remarry. So if that was your only person, most widows will remain unmarried. And that's just not the case. A lot of widows remarry. So that's why I just feel like it's ultimately our choice. But I do think you can make poor choices. So that's something I've unlearned. I don't subscribe to that. I just tell people to get to know the people that they are connecting to, because that is the bigger challenge, where a lot of us don't really know what we're signing up for. And yes, people can change and everybody does not stay the same. But the core of who people are, if you pay attention, it's literally who they are. And we just don't pay enough attention. So that's my thoughts. I also learned that you become several versions of yourself over time. You know, like you grow, you learn, you evolve, you expand, you fall down, you get back up. And those things create different versions of who you are. And that's okay. I think some of us get hung up on seasons of our life and we don't evolve the way we should because we're hung up on what things were and not focusing on where things are and where they could go and what they could be. I have this saying called learning how to fail forward. And a lot of us don't know how to do that. We don't know how to fail forward. Like we fail, we think life is over and oh my gosh, things are never going to be what they were. And I don't subscribe to that anymore. There's such thing as failing forward. Like you can fail and you can move forward and be better than you were before you fail. Failure is a part of life. It just is what it is. Can't get around it. And the more my kids grow up and I talk to them about the realities of being an adult, that's one of the things I tell them. Like failing is half the battle. It's how you get up from the failure. It's how you move forward. It's how you rebuild. It's how you reinvent yourself, right? It's okay to fail. But how do you come back after that fall? I feel like I get better after each fall. I'm a professional. At this point, I can bounce back off of anything. It really doesn't matter. I don't sweat the small stuff. And I've learned to be better about not sweating the big stuff either, because this too shall pass, right? This too shall pass. Life gets better. Things get better. Trouble doesn't last always. That's a reality. What are some things, especially if you're over, I would say if you're over 35, what are some things you no longer believe about love, success, and being a good woman? I don't believe that being a good woman gets you any favors. Some people just suck. And they are sucky to you, and that is just what it is. I don't know. Queenie said she does not believe that you have to be married with kids. That's a good one. A lot of people don't believe that anymore. I'm a believer in family. I'm a believer in legacy. I'm a believer in relationships. But I also don't believe that people should be made to feel that they are less than because they are not in a marriage or they don't have kids. And I think our society, unfortunately, has pushed that for so long that I know women who are legitimately depressed that they have not gotten married and that they have not had kids. And that's unfortunate because the reality is that some of these women may never get married. That's just, I'm not trying to be harsh. That's just the truth. But what I don't want to see is women feeling like they've somehow failed in life because they don't have those things or they didn't obtain those things. Being married and having kids is not the end all be all. And this is coming from a woman who is married and has been married before and has kids. But I'm telling you, it's not the end all be all. And I'm telling you now, I could have been okay not being married and not having kids. I actually was a woman who didn't want any kids. Hey, Tosh. I didn't grow up wanting to be a wife and mom. I wanted to be a businesswoman who traveled the world. That was literally my goal. Now, what's interesting is that I've still been able to travel quite extensively while being a wife and a mom. But that just was not my thought process. So I agree with you. I think we need to reframe what success looks like for us. And everyone's version of success is going to be different. And we need to be okay with someone's version being different than ours. I think that's kind of my issue. Y'all know the Saints is fighting right now. The Saints been fighting a lot since January. Okay. Feel like January, there's all hell broke loose. We got the Republicans is fighting each other. The Saints is fighting. It's just too much. And I feel like it's a matter of groupthink. People can't handle being around people who think differently than them. Everybody's got to think the same or something's wrong with you. And I don't believe in groupthink. I think us having different versions of life, different perspectives is what makes the world go round. Not all of us being robots and thinking the same thing. And I don't know why the church in general has difficulty with critical thinkers, But I think in large, it has to do with if you critically think, that means you have the propensity to challenge. And most people who are born and bred in church don't like to be challenged. They want you to take what they have to say as face value, even if it's not even biblical a lot of times. I see a lot of these people online, they misconstrue the Bible like crazy. And I'm just like, I don't know how y'all follow half these people. I literally don't follow most Christian influencers anymore because they just, it's clout chasing and foolery. And half of y'all in like virtual cults, literally. But y'all like it, I love it. You know, I refuse to get involved in the back and forth of the saints. The saints just love to be fighting, and I don't get it. So I don't know. I think I've learned to appreciate every phase of life. And my friends that are husbandless and friendless, they're no less valuable to me than the ones that are married and have kids. I love all of my friends. And I have friends that have kids, don't have kids, married, aren't married. I love them all the same. They all have a place in my life. They have a place in my journey. They have a place in my story. And that's that. I'm not looking at them crazy because they ain't got no husband and kids. You said, I'm 37, never married, no children. I keep hearing, when you going to have a baby? But why rush? Child. It's no need to rush at all. Those things have a time and a place. And I really think you should be in the right mind frame. Unless you're a person who wants to have a child by yourself, you also want to make sure you have the right partner, because raising kids with the wrong one is trash. Now, I tried to tell y'all, the kids that he and I were married for quite some time, we had 4 kids. At the end of the day, our marriage did not work out. But I knew without a shadow of a doubt, this man would be a good dad to my kids. I promise you, I never once doubted. That means something. I knew at the end of the day, he would always be a good co-parent. Some of y'all make babies with your enemy. Like, I don't understand that. I'm not going to listen. You're not about to drive me crazy. We might not be together anymore, but we can be cordial and learn how to navigate life for the sake of these kids. I'm not going to be arguing with you every day. That's crazy to me. I do not understand why people put other people through that. It's weird. So it's interesting that people want to rush folks to have kids, but better make sure you rush and have kids with the right person. Thank you for your badge, Queenie. It's just some things I'm not interested in. Interestingly enough, and this is kind of going off, well, kind of sort of in line. That's another thing that weirded me out about moving to the DMV. I don't feel like it was as prevalent in the area in which I grew up, which you guys know I grew up in Arkansas. The South is a very marriage-minded place, and I grew up in the Bible Belt. So, honey, we love for folks to get married and have kids, and the earlier the better, okay? I never understood how prevalent it was for men and women to make kids without being married. Like, it's regular up here. So when I got divorced and started dating again, I had a lot of men ask if I would have their baby. I'm a lot of things, but I ain't a baby mama. And I'm like, no offense to anybody that's a baby mama, but it's something I never wanted. I do not want to be anybody baby mama, honey. If you do not have a ring on this finger, I will not be procreating with you. Seriously. I got asked that a lot. Like, y'all just making kids? Y'all just asking people to have your kids? Like, what kind of crazy mess is that? Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. And people are like, well, Winter, you can be a single mom even if you're married. Okay. Would just rather start out with some assistance. But intentionally going into it being somebody's baby mama? No. No thanks. Just not my ministry. So I had to like eliminate dating a lot of men who had that mindset. Like, ugh, you think enough of me to make a baby with me, but you don't think enough of me to make a wife of me? That's crazy. But it's very common in this area. The DMV is a strange place when it comes to dating. These people weird up here. They bend all the rules. People are lifelong situation shippers, lifelong friends with benefits. It's very strange place. Very strange place. My saying is, you're not about the baby mama me while you still looking for your wife. Because there's a lot of folks that do that too. They don't mind making you a baby mama, but they don't want to make you their wife. They still looking for her. Go somewhere else. Not interested. So thank God, I avoided that like the plague. But strange dealings in the DMV. This is how people think. And the sad part is that people think this way and they're old. 40, 50. I just don't understand. Like, why would you want to be out here just making babies everywhere with people that you have no intention on having any sort of relationship with or connection to? Or I just never wanted that. Never. So to each his own, because somebody will get in these comments and be like, Winter, I felt like you were judging. I'm not judging. Baby, if you like it, I love it. I'm just saying, as for me and my house, it was never going to be my story. It just wasn't. I never understood being asked that. I got asked a lot. It was just a strange question. So okay, and I'm deviating again. So I'm going to do a review. I'm going to start a review on Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight Denver has been a mess, and a mess in more ways than I can count. I do not know why people get on these shows and act a whole country fool, but they do. And I just have so many thoughts that I want to share. So I'm going to do a review and a recap on Married at First Sight. It's definitely going to be a spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it and you will go back and see it, do not watch my reviews because I'm going to tell it all. But I'm going to review Married at First Sight. These people irritate me. Get on these shows, playing with people's feelings and emotions. A lot of these people don't want to be married at first sight. They just want to be on TV. I feel that way about some reality TV. Like, they don't really want to be a part. They just want to be seen. Which is just, I couldn't do Married at First Sight. Could y'all do Married at First Sight? Like, would y'all marry a stranger at first sight? I just feel like it ain't nobody you can marry. Like, the only option you had was marrying a complete stranger. I know a lot of people feel like they're relying on the experts to match them with somebody, but the experts been getting it wrong for quite a number of seasons. So I don't know why y'all trust them folks. You said no? No, I think it's crazy. I'm too particular about some things. Like, you mean we got to sleep in the same bed? You said absolutely not. You said it's an interesting social experiment. Now, Lynn, I agree. It is an interesting social experiment. I do agree it is interesting, but yeah, I'm good. Because then what if I don't don't think that person is attractive. When I get down to the end of the aisle, mm, mm, mm. That would just I would not want to do anybody like that. I wouldn't want to get at the end, see the person and be like, yeah, it's a no. It's a no for me. And I wouldn't want to hurt their feelings. It would just be so much. It would be so much. I just couldn't imagine. You said right. I've got to get to know you first. Oh, I would be the worst. You said it's like an arranged marriage. Yeah, it is like an arranged marriage, and I'm good. You said, how did you lose weight? Mindset goal. That is a great question. And I talk about this in one of my lives. So if you message me, I will pin it. Finding Up said that's the best part of the show when they see each other for the first time. And you can literally see their reactions where you can tell they're not really attracted to the person. Oh, let me hush. I almost said something. I be having to filter myself. Never mind. It's not worth saying out loud. It's just not fun when you're not attracted to someone. And it's hard when you can't necessarily hide your feelings. I can't hide my face. A lot of times I won't say what I'm thinking, but my face will say what I'm thinking. And that's the challenge. If I could control my face, that would be half the battle. But my face like to tell on me. And I'm like, help us. Because I've dated people I wasn't necessarily attracted to, and that's really hard. I don't always want to just try to see into your heart. I want to be able to like what I look at. One of the best parts about being married to my husband is that I genuinely like looking at him. That's fun for me. But I've also been in situations where there was no attraction. And to try to reach deep down in my soul and pull it out was a challenge. And you can't fake, well, I mean, you can, but people know when you don't really like them like that. And that's hard. I think that's hard for a man to know that their lady isn't really attracted to them. Or as a woman, I wouldn't want to be with some man who wasn't really attracted to me. That is not what you want. I literally had to end things with someone I was dating because he was a nice guy, but I was not attracted to him at all. It was just awkward. And I felt like people were staring at us because they could tell it just wasn't good. And I broke things off very nicely, but you just can't. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get past it. Oh, goodness. You said you do remember Chris Humphries and Kardashian got married on reality TV that lasted a few months, I think. I don't remember Chris Humphries. Who was he? Who did he marry? Was that Kim? I think he married Kim. I don't think that lasted 30 days. I don't think that was long at all. I don't think that lasted that long. If I'm not mistaken, that was like 2 seconds. But was it because of attraction? I can't remember why they got. Yep, he married Kim for 30 days. That's what I thought. Thank you, Keisha. I was like, I don't think they was married for a few months. I literally think that was a 30-day marriage. And I remember people being so mad at her for that too. I don't know why that marriage fell apart though. Speaking of 30 days, we are coming up on a month. I can't believe it's gone by this fast. We've almost been married for a month, y'all. It's great. Exciting times. But yeah. Married at First Sight is a definite good show. Hi Shakira, how are you? Thank you for getting a badge. I appreciate you. But I'm definitely like, oh, thank you, Miriam. I appreciate you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Hi, T Talk. You said she married him to get over her breakup with Reggie. Oh, but he didn't do no better. He went and married. Did he marry somebody that looked just like her or start dating somebody that looked just like her? Thank you for buying a badge, T Talk. You said you might convince me to watch it again. Girl, you should watch it, Finer Dove. It's so good. But a part of it is like you can see the men, they not really, the men are the worst offenders because men, they see with their eyes. But don't get it twisted, men. Women see with their eyes as well. Okay. I know y'all love to think all we care about is a man that got money and a man that can provide. Women want to be attracted to their men as well. Attraction is important. Thank you, T Talk. I appreciate it. We're talking about things we no longer believe regarding love, success, and being a good woman, but we also are off on a Married at First Sight tangent. We'll get back on the topic momentarily. Yeah, don't buy into the belief that women don't care about attraction. We absolutely do want to be attracted to the man that we lay next to. Because it's hard. I know some of y'all are motivated by money and y'all talk about all these men being partially ugly, but I do not want to look at my man with a brown paper bag over his head because he ain't attractive to me. That's crazy. Y'all will take $1 over honestly being attracted to the person you lay next to. If I'm not attracted to you, it's no amount of money that's gonna motivate me. God honest truth. Not even close. Not gonna happen. And I could be lying. I could be wrong for some of y'all. Maybe some of y'all prefer money over looks. But you can't look like no booger wolf. I'm not gonna be able to do it. You could be a multi-millionaire. I'm not gonna be able to get over the not being attracted to you. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. We made no announcements. We let our family and friends know at our engagement party what the plan was, but we made no major announcements at all. You said I've done that 57 years. He can't have no paper bag, but baby, he ain't got to be fine. No, he ain't got to be fine. Now, T-Talk, I actually can't agree with you on that. I think women are more, I feel like women are more judicious with looks. I will say that. I do feel like women are more judicious, whereas I feel like men genuinely have to have some level of attraction to a woman. Women can work through that. I really do feel like they can. But there's a limit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I got a cockroach special. I just don't. Like, there has to be something there. Like, maybe you have a nice smile. Maybe you have nice eyes. Like, my sister is a teeth person. She likes men with great teeth. You can honestly look like a booger wolf, and if you got pretty teeth, she'll give you a chance. It's just the teeth for her she can get past pretty much a lot. But for me, because I have been in situations where I was not attracted and I can't get past it. Okay. I have to be attracted to you. There is no in between. Okay. So I agree. Doesn't have to be fine, fine for most women, but that is not my story. That is not my story. Hi, just me. You said I'm off topic, but I need your secret to weight loss. Oh, honestly, you cut out a lot. Um, I'm a convenient vegan. I'm not a diehard vegan. I'm a convenient vegan, meaning I still eat meat every now and then, more so mostly fish. Um, Eliminating alcohol. Most people don't like to do that. And I just feel like the older you get, you need to tap out. Um, Drinking more water. And honestly, getting your blood work done. I worked with my doctor. Um, because honestly, my blood work was so trash and it just was not good. So for me, I needed to address that for a period of time. And you learn over time the things that just don't work for you and your body. But work with a dietitian, a nutritionist if you can, because I'm gonna be honest, I do not eat a lot. My challenge is not I don't know why it's flagging people's comments. You said, wait, elaborate just a little on the blood work. Okay, so when you go to your doctor, a lot of times they'll do routine labs, but they don't do the extensive labs that tell you about your thyroid or deeper heart and cholesterol issues. There are things you specifically have to ask for, so they will test for it. And one of the things I learned is that my thyroid was actually running low, like my levels were too low. And that was really hindering my ability to lose weight. In fact, it was like absorbing all the pounds, which is a challenge for me. And then in addition to that, I didn't eat enough. I am the opposite. A lot of people have problems eating too much. I am on the opposite end. I do not eat enough. So because I wasn't eating enough, anything I was eating, my body was hold on to everything, right? So that was kind of a double-edged sword. My numbers just were not good. Hypothyroidism. Yes. Just D, you're on it. I specifically talked to a nutritionist that was telling me you need to ask your doctor to test for specific things, because if you're just doing routine blood work, you're not going to get the answers that you need that are specific to you. Thank you for your gift, T-Talk. So for me, you honestly have to figure out what your body is saying. And I tell people all the time, it's always in the blood. Whatever is passed down to you, genetically, whatever you're dealing with, your blood work is going to tell the story. But you have to make sure they get beyond just routine labs. And a lot of times your insurance won't even cover it, which is annoying. I always encourage people that if you have an HSA card or FSA card, go to a naturopathic doctor and have them do your blood work. Yes, will it cost? Yes, but it'll be the best money you ever spent, because a naturopathic doctor is going to run everything. And they going to tell you exactly what you need to know. You said, that's me, I don't eat enough. That not eating enough is the devil. There's no way your body can appropriately regulate itself if you're not eating enough, because then you don't even have a foundation to start with. So you have to get back in, and it's, y'all, when I say it is so hard for me, it is so hard for me. When I say it is a challenge, I'm not BSing. Hi, good. How are you? I hope you're good. And congratulations on things. I saw your foundation launch, so I'm very happy for you. You said I started at 194 pounds. Congratulations on a 30-pound weight loss. But it's very hard. So I will say, I think that, well, I have lost a lot of weight. I've lost about, I will just say over 40 pounds. It's a lot. I've lost a toddler. Okay. I'm silly. I've legitimately lost a toddler. Okay. My current weight right now is 110 pounds. Y'all, I have not weighed 110 pounds since I was a senior in high school. Okay. And people might say, oh my gosh, 110 pounds. Y'all, I'm 5'1 3/4. Okay. I'm a little person. 110 is regular. It just seemed like a lot because have always been curvy, right? But I'm 110 pounds right now. I would actually like to gain back probably 5 to 10 because I just feel like I could use a little more meat than what I have right now. And I can't really wear a lot of my clothes. And when I say a lot of my clothes, most of my clothes don't fit anymore because they're too big. So I would like to gain like 5 to 10 back, but my thing is really just eating more. I just don't eat enough, and that's been hard for me. So I told y'all I've actually been working with a therapist to work through some of my challenges with my eating habits because it's not good. Hey, Brian, it's not a good thing. So if you're like me and you don't eat enough, you got to fix that before you can really fix your weight. So those are my tips. And tea talk, I know a lot of people do shots. I ain't gonna give nobody no grief for doing shots. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and sometimes it's the healthiest thing to do for people. So I ain't gonna talk about nobody that do shots, honey. Y'all remember Fin Fin? Long as y'all ain't doing stuff that's gonna give you a heart attack, because Fin Fin was giving people heart attacks. I ain't trying to die to be skinny, but I will say, with the blood work, I had my blood work retested again, and I do everything. My doctor already know we runs all the blood work, all my blood work. When I say everything was the best it has been in ages. You should also run your inflammation markers. Those are huge factors, especially for my Black and brown people. You should also run your inflammation markers. A lot of us deal with tons of inflammation that hinder our weight loss. All of my inflammation markers were back to normal. And trust me, it hasn't always been that way. Usually my inflammation markers are absolute garbage. But they were all normal this time. I was thrilled. My doctor was very happy with all of my results. My iron is good. Usually I run on the anemic side. But my iron was good. She was thrilled. She was like, "You look great." I said, "This is great news." Great news. So now I'm just working on gaining a little weight back, but other than that, I'm good with it. You said I feel shame for eating a Snicker bar. No, you can enjoy your Snicker bar. I'm not, listen. I love sweets. I'm a sweets eater, and trust me, that is now that eating them sweets, honey, will take me down. Sweets come from my neck. I love sweets. But I will say, like, some of the benefits, I feel like my skin is clear. Um, my thing with eating more is that regardless of losing the weight, if you don't eat enough, you don't have enough energy. And I do deal with a lot of fatigue. So that is another reason why I'm working on just bettering how much I eat and consume. Because you don't want to be tired in this joint. And my energy be in the toilet some days because I ain't ate enough. So don't be me. And we know it's not healthy. Listen, I feel like you should have your guilty pleasures. Darren, thank you for buying a badge. I think you should be allowed your guilty pleasures. I like Skittles Littles. When I tell you that's my vibe, have y'all heard of that? Have y'all seen the little Skittles Littles? What's up, Randall? Y'all seen the little Skittles Littles? Y'all, I tear them things up. To me, it's the right amount of it's how Skittles should be. They're real tiny. They're smaller than a Tic Tac. But I love me some Skittles Littles. I have a sweet tooth. I ain't gonna hold you. You said I've always been petite, 5'4", 117 now. For me, that's the biggest I've been, other than when I was carrying my 2 children. My doctor told me to eat 3 meals per day. Aw. Yeah, I mean, at least 2 and 2 good snacks. I'll be arguing with my doctor because we try to negotiate with this eating more. And I'm like, I don't know that I can give you 3 meals. I can commit to 2 and some heavy snacks. 3 is pushing it. I try, but it is very difficult for me. 2 is a happy medium, 2 solid meals, and then I can throw some snacks in there. I'll be busy. I don't be having time to be sitting down like that. So that's maybe you can negotiate, Sean. Maybe you can negotiate and see if, there's some other options. I be struggling. Even my kids get on me. I literally have never been a big eater ever. I just haven't. It's just not my thing. Everybody has their struggles. Eating is not my struggle. I don't eat enough. That's my challenge. So I could stand to drink more water. I'd be struggling in that too. Sometimes, if you increase your water intake, that's more helpful than anything, because some of us just don't hydrate enough. And that is huge when it comes to the ability to lose weight. So, all right, y'all, we all the way off. I'll have to do a separate, you know, weight thing. But I really encourage you to work with your doctor. Some of us don't utilize our health professionals enough. My doctor, I love her. I love her because I can literally ask her about anything. We talk about all the things. We come up with a game plan. We figure out a way to attack the challenges that I'm having. So, like I said, for me right now, the focus is just to kind of put a little bit of weight back on. Y'all can see all my neck bones. That was not the goal. I don't want to be out here looking like Chicken Little. So I'm working on putting a little bit back on, but for the most part, I'm happy with it. It is what it is. My husband is like, "You're good." I think you've lost enough. And I agree. It's been drastic. Furthermore, I told y'all when we were at the Super Bowl and we were at an event, I passed out. So that was very scary for everybody involved, including myself. And a lot of it had to do with the fact, like, I didn't eat enough that day. And I think like my blood sugar it was weird. I felt like my blood sugar just dropped really quickly. Not that I really have issues with blood sugar, but in that particular instance, I don't think I ate enough that day. And for whatever reason, my blood sugar dropped. I remember feeling lightheaded. And I remember telling him, like, hey, I said, can you take me somewhere to just sit down? And he was like, sure. So he went to walk me to sit down. And he said, all of a sudden, I just went limp. And he was like, it scared me so bad. He caught me because I don't remember a thing. I really don't. I just remember waking up to people being all around me because I was like they had me like laid down. And I'm just like, what in the world? He was like, yo. So that was scary. So that's why I say make sure you check your numbers. You don't want to do too much. You got to eat. You have to hydrate. But like I said, for those of you that are interested in other methods for weight loss, I say go for it. My mom had been trying to get her diabetic numbers down or pre-diabetic numbers down, and she did just by going on a diet. She cut out sweets, as much sugar as she could. She went, for the most part, plant-based with the exception of fish. And she was able to get back normal. All of her, and I think she lost 25 pounds. So it's possible. You can do it in a healthy way, though. It just takes discipline. But yeah, 2 meals should be solid. I think some people just aren't big eaters. I'm one of those people, but you got to eat. You have to. It's not optional. It looks like it is about the storm where I am. And seeing as how I got some errands to run, I'm going to try to run my errands before it starts pouring down raining. And then I'm going to come back home and find a good movie to watch and relax my edges. Put my feet up, relax, and find a movie. What are you guys doing this weekend? Doing anything special? I'm actually going to a music festival on Sunday, which I'm really excited about. Thank you for your gift, Kitty. I'm going to a music festival on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. So that'll be fun. Hang out with some friends, have a good time. You know what? Before I get off this live, what are y'all doing for Father's Day? Any unique Father's Day gifts you guys can think of? I think dads get gypped. And I'm trying to think of something unique for Father's Day. Any thoughts? Oh, you said you're going to the wharf tonight for dinner. Ooh, enjoy dinner. The wharf is such a nice place. We were in DC last night. Where were we at? Were we in DC last night? Yeah. I can't remember. No, we were not in DC. We were in DC Wednesday night. Last night we went to Tyson's. Oh, you said you sent your father a cameo from Fred. Fred's my guy. So you sent him a cameo from Smoot? Okay. I gotta think of something. I want to think of something unique to do. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm working on something, but I'm trying to think of some other ideas. But that's it. That's unique. It's definitely unique. Hmm. I'm gonna think it through. I got a week to figure it out. Got a week to figure it out, and I will. Well, saints of God, it's 6:03. It's been almost an hour. You guys know I don't like to go past an hour on these things. If I get too bored, I may go live again, but just to have some fun, maybe on TikTok. I'll go live tonight and just shoot the breeze, do some quick Q&As, have a good time, a good key. But yeah. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that sneeze wasn't gonna let me be great. My allergies have not been the best the last couple of days. So pardon my pardon my sneeze. I was like, oh. What I no longer believe about love, success, and being a good woman. A good I already told you what I no longer believe about love, what I no longer believe about being a good woman. What I no longer believe about success is that it looks the same for everybody. Everybody's journey to success is different. I believe that what success is not a unison belief system. I think that you define what success looks like for you. And that's something that I've been making peace with over the last year. Like success may have been X, Y, and Z for me before, but the last year I've really unlearned quite a bit. And I'm learning to define what success looks like for me. And honestly, the level of peace I have these days, that's success. Being able to get up, not be stressed, not be worried, not be burdened down, to be overall generally happy with the trajectory of my life and the direction that it's going. Be genuinely happy and at peace with the people I'm doing life with, the friends and the family that I have in my life. That's success. I feel like all the rest of it comes in time as long as you're consistent and you put in the work and you actually lay a good foundation. The rest follows it, right? So life is about continuously just figuring out what's best for you and not letting other people define what your life should look like. I tell people all the time, I would hate to get to the end of my life, stand before God, and have to answer for a life that wasn't my own. Right? Like if I have to answer for the life I lived, let it be the life that I chose, not a life that somebody else chose for me. That'll preach. And for so long, I feel like I was living a life that other people wanted me to live or that other people chose and saw for me. And I'm like, ugh, I just get to heaven and be having to answer for things that I really didn't want to do. I wanted to be because I chose it. I'm having to answer for things that I want to do, I wanted to live, I wanted to be, I wanted to experience. Um, Not, oh, because my family wanted me to, or my church friends wanted me to, or my partner wanted me. Not, nope. I want to stand and say, you know what? Yes, this is the life I lived because it was the life I chose. And that I could stand 10 toes down on and defend and speak to, you know? But I'm learning to age gracefully. I like being this age and stage of my life. Um, it's good. I have a great relationship with my kids. We talk all the time, every day, multiple times a day. Um, and I just think I couldn't ask for better, honestly. So that's kind of the lesson in today's life. Unlearning and unbothered. Maybe this is the season for you to unlearn and to embrace being unbothered. I'm not bothered by a lot. Don't bring me your problems. Don't bring me your problems and I won't bring you mine. I have learned to enjoy skipping to the beat of my own drum. Now my TikTok is bugging. Okay. Thanks for the follow, Genesis. But life is what you make it. Life is short. Might as well enjoy a life that you enjoy. Hi, hola from Colombia. I will not bore you with my Spanish right now because it needs some work. I tell people all the time, I have a minor in Spanish. I don't like to tell too many people that because that's embarrassing because my Spanish is trash. But I'm working on it. My goal is to get fluent in Spanish. Like that's something I want to challenge myself to learn before I turn 50. I want to learn how to swim and I want to learn Spanish fluently. Because I just think it's kind of cool to be in other countries and then you're able to talk to people and have a conversation. That's my goal. But I feel like Spanish would serve me well, not just abroad, but heck, in the DMV. So kind of my short-term goals. I got 7 years to figure it out. 7 years to figure out how to swim, 7 years to become fluent in Spanish. I think that's enough time. I think I can do it. All that to say, you guys have a great and glorious evening. I may be back later. I do not know. Don't quote me on that because I have said that before and I have not been back. So if you see me live, go ahead and hop in and tap in. But if you don't see me live, don't hold it against me because that just means my relaxing got too comfortable. And that's just what happened. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. If you're not following me on all my platforms, I am on Twitter, X, Threads, IG, Facebook, YouTube, all the things. So if you haven't followed me yet, make sure you do that. It's I'm Simply Winter for pretty much all of my platforms, or Winter Womanland on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If something I said was of use to you and you feel like somebody else should hear it, go ahead and share. Encourage your network and friends to follow. We're growing the channel over here. I think that's it. If you'd like to work with me, book me. Yeah. Go to my website, winwithwinter.com. The description and the link is in my bio. So I think that's all, y'all. I think that's all. You guys have a great rest of your night. If I see you, I see you. If not, I'll see you next time.